Well, yo. Salute, people. It is Tony the Savant. Welcome to the Peat Basketball Show, episode 17. Today we're talking about those New York Knicks. Are they back? Are the New York Knicks back? It would be nice, as they are one of the staple franchises of the NBA. One of the historic franchises in sports. And of course, we know the big market out there in the NY. Uh, Anytime a New York team is doing good, everybody's gonna hear about it. So, are the New York Knicks back? They were able to defeat the 76ers on a stunning 3-point shot from what was it, DiVincenzo. Uh, and the New York Knicks, man, have just been doing it by committee. That's what's making it impressive how they're doing it. It's scary to think that if they can keep up this effort from Hardenstein and OG, Josh Hart. You keep up the committee effort, and then you start getting a MVP like Jalen Brunson again. The New York Knicks could be dangerous. Now, here's the thing. I still got the 76ers winning this series. Because at the top of this series, when I was doing my initial preview or predictions, I said that after watching last year's playoffs, I don't like using yesterday's news to make today's judgments, but history is history for a reason. Um, the New York Knicks are capable of a collapse. The Miami Heat limped into that playoff series with them, much like the 76ers are doing right now, with Jimmy Butler, a la, Joel Embiid. So we've seen the Knicks fumble the ball on that series. They look good, in certain games in that series as well. They're playing at home, so that home cooking does play a factor, in my opinion, when the crowd is going crazy for your every little move. Versus, when you're in the ops house, and they're cursing you and booing you and talking crazy to you for the entire 48 minutes that you're out there. So the New York Knicks, young team, they're definitely doing great things, starting off these 2024 playoffs with 2 victories, rebounding very well from that Miami Heat series last season again. Um, I believe they played the Cavaliers in the first round. Somebody could drop in the comments. I think they did play the Cavaliers in the first round, but they were able to get out of the first round, I believe. But don't let me jumble up my facts too much. But that's the thing. That's why I wanted to title episode 17. Can we trust them? I'm a big fan of Jalen Brunson. He destroyed my Chicago Bulls to cap the New York Knicks season with a 40 burger. Coming into the playoffs, I said if Jalen Brunson can play like this, the New York Knicks will be in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, I still got the Boston Celtics coming out of the East. Um, Upon, again, when he played my Bulls, as I was watching that game, I said what I said. But then you got to do your research. You got to sit down, do your diligence. I'm saying the if Joel Embiid can be the best player on the floor with it, in this series, and the 76ers can play like they did to end the regular season, and even in the play-in, then they got a chance. They definitely got a chance, and I believe. Quiet is kept. The 76ers were the second best team in the Eastern Conference. Contrary to belief, was not the Giannis and Dame Lillard uh, Milwaukee Bucks. Joel Embiid at the top of this season, 2024, was cooking. Looked like a back-to-back MVP type year for him. And that's what I projected for him anyway, just how the 76ers were looking when he was there. But of course, we all know he went down for an injury, took him out of the eligibility, took him out of the MVP race. And then, things just kind of unfolded the way they did. But to end the season, the 76ers were essentially the hottest team in the league again, one of the hottest teams. And so I thought going into this season, I'm still sticking by my pick of 76ers in 6. The Knicks got the two games that I didn't know where they was gonna get them or how they were gonna get them. I figured it would be some home victories. So they got the first two games in the series now. If Joel Embiid could be the best player for the remainder of this series, I don't see why the 76ers can't advance. Again, I had them going to the Eastern Conference Finals on my bracket. So, but Tyrese Maxey has been the MVP, man. For the 76ers. This young man, excuse me, has been having some breakout performances. How much did he have? I know when I looked at the score the other day, while I was looking at the box score, I like to watch the game, but I don't keep up with stats on, while I'm watching the game. I have the box score on the side to keep up with it. But I remember looking at it, and he had about like 34 at one point. So, definitely showing promise and potential. Again, just balling out. And unfortunately, again, the Knicks are one of the 76ers rivals. So it's always going to be these bare knuckle fist fights, with these kind of matchups. Uh, I don't think they didn't match up last season in the playoffs, but nonetheless, the Knicks and the 76ers, they're in the same division. Of course, being in the Eastern Conference, you're going to see, your neighbor a few times, your Eastern Conference neighbors a few more times, and you see the Western Conference team. So it just bodes more tension, excuse me, and potential for rivalries, and also these good schematic matchups. Excuse me. Like I say, Jalen Brunson has been atrocious. That's my only other scare is that if Jalen Brunson can pick it up, he can literally nullify what the what Joel Embiid does. And on top of that, if you can still get these performances from Hartenstein and Josh Hart and the crew, then the 76ers may not have a chance because outside of Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, they're not really getting anything consistent. Tobias Harris, man, I don't know who decided to get. Well, back in the days when they decided to pay Tobias Harris all this money, it was because they had to make, a decision between Tobias and Jimmy Butler. Somebody was gonna get the money. Hindsight's 2020, right? Philadelphia should have sent Tobias on his way, and they should have paid Jimmy Butler whatever a certain amount of money he wanted. But Tobias is the guy. He's supposed to be, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, he's supposed to be the second best player on the 76ers, according to pay scale. And this guy, I don't know what's going on with that dude, man. Hopefully he can start contributing pretty soon, but just not enough from him. But outside of Tyrese Maxey and him, in fact, let me see what Tobias put up, man. Let's see this box score. Because I remember looking at the box score, and I think it was at halftime. Tobias Harris had like 5 points, and I think the man getting something with like 40 million. Like, I got some Ryan Garcia news. Let me make sure I bookmark that article. 76ers versus the Knicks. So Tobias had 10 points. $40 million, 10 points in exchange, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Joel Embiid had 34. He had Tyrese Maxey ended the evening with 35 points, a near triple double, 10 assists, 9 rebounds. Just balling. But outside of those two, man, I feel like the 76ers, something's got to give. I got to see their bench. I'm sure they bench. They starters was cheeks, but on the Knicks side, again, just getting it done by committee. Even though Jalen Brunson has not been shooting well, but you're getting 21 from Josh Hart, a dime from OG Ananobi. Hardenstein's got 14, 8 big rebounds. Uh, DiVincenzo hit the game winning three, 19 big points. So at the same, and with on top of Jalen Brunson having a horrible shooting performance, but still, milking 24 points out of the game, leading the way. Things can be scary if the Knicks. Well, I don't want to say the Knicks, but if Jalen Brunson can start getting his game clicking, you know, things are going to be very scary. But also, I feel the same way if Joel Embiid can get it going, despite only really having Tyrese Maxey be a contributor. Joel MVP Joel Embiid can carry the 76ers team in this series. He's very capable. I know Hardenstein has been giving them a hard time, in the paint for the most part, kind of making them uncomfortable in spurts. And they lean on Mitchell Robinson as a big body, but at the same time, uh, Embiid is unstoppable. He's one of those hymns in the NBA. We all know this ain't break. That's not breaking news. I do truly believe that last year's MVP was Joker's, but I'm not mad that they gave it to Joel, as he did have a great season. I'm just upset that Joel fell off, the planet Earth in the playoffs last year, averaging 23 points. Essentially just being James Harden's Robin. And we all know you can't trust that guy. You cannot trust James Harden at all in the game of basketball. So that's my take. That's my opinion on it anyway. But uh, yeah, so I'm loving what I'm seeing from these young Knicks. Me personally, as a basketball fan, as a historian, a journalist of the game, I do, uh, I have an appreciation for Knickerbocker history, and it's always good for the NBA. It's always good for the NBA fans when the Knicks are doing well. What comes to mind as long as I've been watching the NBA, I was a little too young to really grasp the greatness of Patrick Ewing, and what his contributions to the league was and to the Knicks. I was a little too young at that time, and especially living in Chicago, it was just everything was Michael Jordan. So you didn't really care about what was going on with the rest of the NBA teams, I'll admit. But just growing up again, the Carmelo Anthony era, that was a good time. Um, to be an NBA fan, good time, to be a Knicks fan, and it was a good time just for the NBA all around to have the Knicks being relevant. So to see them doing what they're doing, to see their reemergence, back into on the scene as one of the contending teams, gotta love it. My only concern at this point is, can you guys sustain it? That's the difference between the young teams and the successful teams. That's the difference between the young teams and the experienced teams. You have to be able to sustain a certain level of success. So this will be, a defining series if they are able to find a way to get past Joel Embiid and the 76ers. I think they can, but I got to stick to my picks. Got to be 100 and be true. I got 76ers in 6. Despite the 0-2 deficit, it is still a long series. And again, I do trust that if Joel Embiid starts to get it clicking, that can change. I can change this series, from night to day for the Philadelphia 76ers. But all in all, that's all I got for y'all on this one. I believe game 2, not tonight. Well, excuse me, game 3 is going to be tomorrow night. I have to check the schedule, but I'm going to do a basketball show this evening before the slate of games at about 5 o'clock. So we'll do a rundown of the other schedules at that time and see what's cooking. And I'll probably go jump over there and Showtime's chat again. Or I don't know. I might surf around. We'll see what happens. I like getting on the road and talking to the basketball communities. But it'd be real fun over there in Showtime chat. Guys be going crazy with some of their takes. But anyway, it is your boy Tony the Savant. This is a business as well. Please swing by the platforms on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Tony the Savant across the board, except Facebook. It's Tony the Savant, Thee, because Facebook won't let me make it the Savant for whatever reason. But Tony the Savant across the board, man. Y'all please go like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff on the platforms, as it does help the platform grow. And again, this is a business. Have a lot of fun, but we got to keep the motion. You got to keep the motion. But that's it for me, man. Y'all have a good to great day. Go get a goal accomplished. Peace.